Yo, Banter fam, what's happening? Hope you're doing fantastic. I missed you all. It's been a crazy last few days. We've been here in Miami. I now understand my time frames. It's literally 6 a.m. in the morning right now. So I understand when we're back in South Africa how early it is here for the guys in the US. So thank you for being committed and watching the show every day. I understand now. It's quite a bit. But guys, I'm back in action. It is so nice to see every single one of you. It's been a crazy conference. Everything is absolutely amazing, but I got so much to speak to you guys about. I've been learning about different views, how the community is taking these shows, everything we've been doing in Banter. We met David. He's been doing incredible in the trading competition. He's been showing me a lot as well. And I'm just so excited to get momentum back and to get us moving with the shows and to get trading again. I think that was a big reminder that I got this week. Was Sheldon, get back to your trading, get back to these sort of things, back to the setups, back to the different coins. Like I'm just pumped, guys. So I'm going to be speaking about Bitcoin, where we have the weekly stock slowly making its way to the bottom, the RSI. Now that's why we've started off these pullbacks. We started having a little bit of pullback in Bitcoin over the last few weeks. Not too strong, still holding 200 moving average on the weekly, which is fantastic. And now we nearly have that RSI at the bottom. And if we hold these levels, yet again, guys, Bitcoin's still remaining bullish for now. We're still holding the trends. And what we're still getting is the altcoin popcorn effect. We have Render. We saw Render absolutely explode. We're speaking about Litecoin. We're going to speak about Injective protocol. We're going to speak about XRP. We possibly speak about XRP and what's happening over there. So, guys, I'm going to bring in many different altcoin setups. Let's speak about Bitcoin. Let's get momentum back. I missed you all. No more wasting time. Let's get into the show, Josh.
Click. Have you heard the news? What? With his finger on the pulse, it's like Sheldon knew. Click. When the sniper shoots, we got Sheldon on the charts, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. So enter the sniper, click. Time to be dedicated, sniper mode is activated. Explosions in the market are in target, and Sheldon demonstrates. Mirror on the wall, Master Sheldon tell us all. We got Sheldon on the chart, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. Enter the sniper, click. Enter the sniper.
Yo, Banter fam, hope you're having a fantastic day. How are we doing, guys? Pop in the chat. How are we doing? Are we surviving? Have you been making money without me? Like, what's been going on? Have you been using the skills? Like, let me know how things are going, guys. First thing, remember, we're coming to the end of the trading competition, guys. So anyone that's in there, push hard. Everyone's fighting for that Tesla. I think that's going to be very exciting. Secondly, above that, guys, we have the next cohort of school starting in the next, I think it's 3 weeks or so. So if you have a look below in the description, register for school. Guys, we had Sniper School booth here, right? And we had the Bitcoin Miami conference. And if you go to my personal channel, Sheldon_Sniper, you'll actually see how we vlogged the Miami conference and how incredible it actually was. But one thing that I noticed is Sniper School is making the biggest difference. Firstly, I am so proud to walk in there and to see the Sniper booth there and to see my face there. Like, it's been an absolutely incredible journey. And I'm just so proud of us as a business, as a family, and how far we've come. Like, we've set such a big statement, and it is working, guys. So if you want to join Sniper School, click the register button below. It's 3 basic steps, which you'll get an email to give you those 3 basic steps, and join us, guys. It's the #1 thing I've ever done in this space, and it's the best thing that's going to start this journey, because we found so many people that are just getting there, guys. They bought the tops. They bought the tops of the last bull run. They've been on this ride since day one. You know what I love about the fans that I met here? They all here from the beginning. And all of them got through that phase of that 1.5 years of crazy struggle and ups and downs. But wow, are they in a place where they're taking so much advantage and they're doing incredibly well. So join up on that. And then remember, guys, Discord, all of that stuff. I found out that people are using the Discord, and the people that are using the Discord, the guy that's using the guy that's #1 in ByBit, right? And you saw the interview on the Banter channel. He uses the Discord every day. And it's like we have all these tools here. I think for me, it's just there to start expressing and showing you guys how to use all of this together again. So guys, I took a few days, not break. I still worked really hard and shot a lot of different things. But now I'm feeling really pumped to get so much feedback from the audience and feedback from the family. And now I'm ready to just bring it all back and bring it all together. Remember to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and comment below what coins you want me to chart and what you think of the content. So guys, let's jump in and let's quickly have a look at what's going on here. And the first thing I want to speak about is we're starting to form a little bit of a green candle on the weekly chart on Bitcoin. So firstly, yes, we rejected the $31,000 level a few weeks back. And ever since then, we've started the slight downtrend. And ultimately, what we're trying to see is something very simple. We knew that the RSIs were getting pretty high at the top on the weekly, and you can see over here. And I was speaking about previously before where, the 30,000 to 32,000 is the major level and a very key resistance. We just got to have a reminder that this is the big level where we had the May crash previously, big level where we bottomed out. We then obviously had the higher high, the all-time high of Bitcoin. And then we lost that level a few months later. And the big thing that we just wanted to do is we want to start getting above that level again, because until we do get past the $30,000 to $32,000 level, we can't think much higher. This is a very important resistance over here, and it's basically the big rooftop now where the bears are going to try hold. But in the same time, we also started this big downtrend when we did lose that level. And we started this big push to the downside. And we started to create all these sort of gaps and these major areas. This was a very big area for Bitcoin to get back above, to finally get the first higher high on the weekly. And that was the 21K level. We did that really good. And ultimately, you got to look at it as we finally reversed something on the higher time frame. Where Bitcoin was trailing down for a while, but we did finally get the first higher high. And what we wanted to then see when that happened was come down, test, turn the previous high into support, and then break through the next level. And what you want to continue to see to continue the bullish momentum is every level that we break, a new high that we break, that we keep turning it into support. And as long as we keep doing that, we can keep smashing the previous highs. So that's what we want to pay attention to right now, is where we end up closing this little pullback that we're currently on with Bitcoin. Because the previous high over here, we did turn into support for now. And what we're starting to see is the RSI is getting very, very near the bottom. Now, it does show a possible another week or two of still maybe some more downside. But at any moment now, this RSI can turn and cross to the upside. And as long as we hold the major supports over here, it's basically indicating for us higher lows, right? So what you're seeing with Bitcoin in this little pattern over here is you're seeing the little climb up of this little previous run over here, seeing the climb up, seeing the retest, and now what we want to see is the break of the next high to continue the momentum. And then above that, if we do manage to get through the areas of the 31,000, we have this big gap that takes us all the way up to the 40K level. So if we do hold this major support and we do end up breaking trend and we do end up breaking the high, I think that can be the squeeze of a possible level of the 40K. And the reason why I'm still thinking that is still the possibility is firstly one thing. We chartists and we focus on a very simple strategy that as long as we hold this trend line, the bullish scenario is in play. Okay. And secondly, above that is the amount of shorting in this area over here. The squeeze will be incredibly large for that. Right now, I've been speaking to everyone. They're waiting for this 25. They're waiting for another retest of it. They may be even thinking slightly lower. And for me, I know that's when they're going to start the traps. And the reason why I'm thinking that the possibility of 40K is still there is because even the dominance is hovering yet again at the top. That Bitcoin dominance is just sitting there at the top right now, and it's just showing a tremendous amount of strength for Bitcoin. Where even though we do have the these strong runs and these usual strong pullbacks within dominance, where when you have a Bitcoin push, amazing, but no strength in altcoins, still yet again is showing that this dominance is possibly looking at this push to the 54%. So for me, I'm still looking at this play. So what I want to see is us hold the current low. There might be a retest. If there is, I think it's lucky, guys. I think we'll be lucky to get another entry around the 25K. They might send it slightly lower to around 24 or the 23,500 for a little wick, just for possible liquidations. But I think from here, guys, we have this daily trend on Bitcoin. And if we put this daily trend over here, let me just get it in. Oh, I miss my screens, bro. Miss my screens. So, Dol, you've been speaking about Litecoin, Phantom. Okay, we've spoken about these many times, so we'll speak about them a little bit, but we got some other ones as well, as in KAVA, Injective Protocol. You're saying Chinese narrative. Potential narrative of the Chinese narrative. So pay attention to that. So what you guys want to basically focus on now, let me just take this off now, before I jump back in, is I need you guys to keep trading what the charts are giving right now. Now, what it's saying is there might be a week or two of Bitcoin to reset on the higher time frame. But ultimately, in that time, keep trading these current moves because you're still getting the volatility. And I still want you to be shorting and long in the market because we're getting many different flags. And I'll show that now. There we go. So let me share screen again. Fantastic. So if you look over here, there's the trend on Bitcoin, guys. So basically what it's saying is once we're back above the 28.5, we will start that push for that higher high. But it is basically showing for another week or so that we could still be doing a little bit more of this. Okay, which basically means you range trading when it comes to the altcoins. You're making your 10, 15, 20% on some of them and you're getting out. And you're making your 10, 20, 15% up or down and you're getting out. It's just telling you to take trades, but to take them on the 4-hour, 8-hour base. From the RSI at the bottom to the top, you are longing. From the top to the bottom, you are shorting, but take your quick profits for now until the big decisions being made. And those two levels are, if we lose the $25,000, it's a big decision to the downside. If we break the 28,500 level, which is this trend over here, and we do get past the 30K zone, it's to the upside. So right now, it's ranging, and it's probably one of the easiest times to be trading is when we don't have these big breaks just yet, and it shows there's a little bit more time within Bitcoin. Now, the altcoins that we want to speak about, the first one I do want to speak about is Litecoin. Now, this is exactly what I'm speaking about where we're doing these flags, guys. Look how nice these coins are forming these patterns. And you can see with Litecoin, firstly, we got a lot of strength, okay? And they're saying once Litecoin's above $100, now you can start looking at a huge gap of up to $140, $160, and we're starting to see a lot of volume interest within Litecoin. Now, it's weird how Litecoin, XRP, a lot of the older coins are starting to come to life. Bitcoin Cash, many of these, I heard some news on Bitcoin Cash. They're saying Bitcoin Cash is a big one to focus on, especially here being at a Bitcoin Maxi conference. We heard quite a bit about that. But look at this when it comes to Litecoin. So Litecoin, I want to focus on the 4-hour, and what we are forming is this flag. Now, guys, there's an opportunity and there's a trade coming within the next 4 to 8 to 12 hours when it comes to Litecoin. We basically have the understanding that if we break this flag to the upside, I'm seeing Litecoin make its way between 100 and 110 bucks. So looking at a 10, 15% trade. Now, what's nice about this is if we do break this to the upside, it is such a great time for you to trade, guys. It's such a great time to put your stop under the previous low and on the break you buy previous low over here and to ride this up to the $100, 110 and to take your profits. Now, why I think we go there to the $100 to 110 is this major resistance point over here. And also understanding that if we get in here and we do break those levels, you could be holding Litecoin for push all the way up to the $160 level when it comes to the higher time frames. So Litecoin at the moment, you want to zoom in and you want to catch the breakout of this actual flag. Then you have the second scenario. And the second scenario is it has a decent pullback. And what would basically happen over here is this decides to lose this area and to do this to the downside. Now, this is the same thing. I see a 10 to 15% trade for you guys, because if that happens, you basically want to see that what has Litecoin done? It's definitely smashed the higher high, but ultimately a decent pullback to the 618, and then it can have steam to push again. So what that means is this could just come back down and test these major support areas over here. And you want to take your Fibonacci from the bottom to the top and take it in this area over here. And you want to get to your 618 zone over here. And basically what that gives for us is another great trade. So when you're starting to see these flags over here, they're fantastic, because if we do break the bottom, you're shorting over here and you're putting your stops above the previous high. Your risk to reward is really good to the downside. If you look at the profits that could be made in these areas, you're getting 9 to 10%. Very important to continue to keep warm within the markets. And it's the same thing if we break to the upside. You're looking at around a 10, 15%. You're looking at 1-2% stop losses. So it's a big one, guys. So focus on Litecoin. The next one is, let's speak about KAVA, because KAVA for me is bringing huge volume at the moment, and it's looking really good, guys. So we spoke about KAVA. We were speaking about it at 80 cents, at 95 cents. Something big's happening with KAVA at the moment, and I want to show you over here. Firstly, we're getting really good volume coming in. So if you look at KAVA, look at this huge volume spike over here. Okay, that's a very good thing. Second thing about it is we have obviously come from a very sharp downwards range and now been accumulating accumulating and ranging to the downside over here. And if you have a look here, you could see this important trend that we've broken. And since we broke that trend, we're starting to get volume. Now, what you're getting today is you're getting the retest. So guys, I think for spot, this for me wouldn't be a leverage trade. The Litecoin trade, possibly, yes. On the break of the flag, it can be a leverage trade. But ultimately with KAVA, this is a spot trade, because I don't think you need to borrow any money to make money on this one. And this retest level for me is around about the 110 to the 115, so the $1.15 range. Guys, I'm seeing after this, think about it. We're at this big resistance over here, which we hit. Amazing, but we smashed through it, and that's a big thing. Whenever you see price smash through an area, it was very similar to when we saw Bitcoin break 25K. It came back to 23,000 after that, but the fact that we cracked that wall caused us to get to 28 on the next push up. And that's the same thing I'm seeing here. This is such a big level over here for KAVA to get through. We smashed through it firstly, and once this retest is done, I'm seeing KAVA make its way to the next zone, which is these areas of around the $2.2 level. So guys, this can be an opportunity of up to 80 to 100% trade in the current market as things stand. So the way I want to see this play out is a possible little retest here quick, and then I think from here, it's basically going to move. And the way you want to do it is, if you want to ladder in, you want to get a little bit in this area here, where you want to add is once we break through that high and we retest that as support, you can add some more over here. Just keep focused on your 4-hour RSIs. As your RSI gets to the bottom and we break trend here, just keep adding. But I think this is one that's going to still make you guys some good cash. Now, I spoke about this when I was on Run Show, which I still think super farm, guys. There's something happening with gaming right now, and gaming starting to spike a lot of interest. If you look at super farm on the weekly, we're getting these huge random spikes that are coming at different times when it comes to volume on the weekly. And what we had was these two crazy wicks, yes, but now what we have is a full retest of support, and we're on support trend on the weekly right now. And if you look at the daily, we are getting to a point of a very good trend line break. Look at that. So if we break the trend on super today, I think firstly it can be smaller leverage trades, yes, tight stop losses. But I think for spot, you can make really good gains, because if we break above around the 14 cents within the next 24 hours and we close above that daily, this is such a nice, simple trade setup where you literally put your risk to reward tool. And you put this where your stop loss will be running. It looks a little bit higher, of around 6 to the 8% mark. So your stop loss will be going in these zones over here. Bill, I think we got to get back to trading, bro. Trading, like I'm here giving macro and where we're going on higher time frame, but I think the trading is where we really got to get back and have some fun. And you can see the next trade can be up to a 50% in reward, and up to a 7 and 8% to the risk. But you're looking at a risk to reward of 1 to 5. But super is one that's looking very interesting to me. Let's speak about render. So render's a big one. Where we're at the moment. Let's actually see if it's on this chart over here. There we go. So what we have with render is a massive volume. So render's obviously going crazy right now and is forming this very big sort of cup and handle sort of thing. And what we've been doing is we've been forming this sort of rising wedge, which ultimately actually is a bearish signal. You know, if we're having these sort of little pushes to the upside, it's bearish only if, and what I mean by that is if we decide to crack through this high of yesterday and we retest that, you know, you're basically looking at from here a push up to the area of around the 3.1, 3.2. We retest the 2.8 and then we're pushing, because the level after this getting past this 3.2, guys, is this gap over here on the left. And this is the $4 mark. After that, there's possibly 5.4. Now, if there's any coin that's looking very strong in the bear market, probably one of the strongest, it's definitely Render, because look at this volume. Ever since we've hit this bear and we've got out of this accumulation, you can just see the amount of interest here at the moment. So the first scenario is we actually wait. If you don't have Render right now, if you do, like, wait, it looks strong. But what you want to see is a push to the 3.2. And if you get this retest, amazing, we'll take some more short-term longs there. Second thing is maybe we do reject this current wedge. And if that happens, we just want to buy a very simple 618, which will be around the 2.1, 2.2. But for me, I'm at that point where I'm loading up a lot of Render. This is one coin that's looking good right now. It's been obviously good the whole year. And I don't want to miss when that thing explodes. I do really think it's going to be one where we're going to smile a lot in the future. The next big one I want to speak about, so you spoke about Cardano. So for me, guys, spot longs. And I've spoken about Cardano a lot. RSIs are reset over here. We're looking at breaking 4-hour trends to the upside. It held support. It's one of the only altcoins that really held a really critical support, holding the really important moving averages. And what you can see over here is I teach you guys trend lines, right? I teach you these trend lines of tracking the coins. There we go. You can see it's very near a breakout on the 4-hour. But what you also want to use the trend line for is to understand that volume's been tapering down for a while. And it's getting to a point where we're going to break out of this trend. So if we do break the top line over here, okay, and we know that volume's coming in, we break the top line, we make a higher high, and the volume comes in and breaks this trend line over here, we're going to see a very strong increase in price. And where will that go? Obviously, the 45 is our first target to get past those highs. But if you look at where we're at now, even a push from here to those areas, you know, you're looking at 20, 25%. Stop throwing away the gains right now. When the bull market comes or alt season comes, it gets so much more harder, right? Because if you miss your entry, waiting for days, for weeks, for now, you're getting 10, 20% pretty easy. And what I like about Cardano is if you look at the last time, it basically had the area of where it was accumulating. And as soon as we started breaking out, look at this. We basically had volume coming down. As soon as we started breaking out, look how it made a big shift in the actual price action. So over here, volume wasn't doing much. All of a sudden, we break trend, volume increase. It gave us pure direction. Now, this can happen to the up or the downside, because you could see very much after that, as soon as volume broke trend again, we started the next shift to the upside. So guys, if we break this trend to the upside and we break that volume trend, I think there's going to be a great push within Cardano. And what's nice about this is you literally put your stops at the bottom over here, tight stop losses, and you can write it up to your take profits to these areas up over here. So really, really, really good trade. The next ones that we do have as well, you're saying Phantom, right? Let's actually speak about Injective protocol. Because Injective is a very interesting token and a fun token right now. There we go. So what you can very much see over here on the daily is, yes, massive push to the upside, great retest of support. But what we do have is very near time of a breakout. So pay attention to Injective, because the breakout can come today, tomorrow, and you can see that ultimately it's been forming this flag to the downside. And these are great, guys. These are such great setups to trade, because if we decide, firstly, from here, slightly more down, we'll get the 618 buy, which I'll speak about, which is probably around about the 6.2, 6.3 level. Or we have the very bullish scenario where this decides to break. And that break for me is if we start daily closing above the 7.3, 7.4 and a retest here, you know, we start to make our way to the upside. And what's good about this is as soon as we daily break above this trend, you want to enter the trade on the break. I would enter 100% in the trade. It's up to you if you want to go for the retest. For me, I'll just go fully in at the moment. And my stop straight below these areas. The first zone of where we see, I would see us go is the previous high. Now, Injective, Render, these are just coins that go and attempt these highs many times. So if you look at these, this current trade over here, you're looking at a 40%, if it goes correct. And if you look at the risk of the trade, you're looking at a 7%. Now, if it breaks that high of Injective, now it's incredible because the next level above that is at 14. So this could be possibly another one that we can build up that could end up being a 100% trade. So Injective is definitely one of the next big ones. I've been hearing a lot about block stacks. I actually want to have a look at Lido to see what Lido is doing right now, because I know a lot's been happening here too. I think it's very important to be playing these new tokens. These new tokens are definitely ones that are moving whenever the market's looking bullish. And if you look over here, you can see how we had the fake out, obviously because of Bitcoin's pullback. But if we daily close above this again, which is the 2.2, it's the same thing. I want to take this trade where this makes its way up, retest, and we start to go up just to the higher range. We're not looking much further above that. And by doing that, I'm able to put my stops below the area over here. And if you look at risk to reward, where you look at your 67% risk, and you look at your reward of us going back to the tops of up to 45%. If these do break the highs, very similar as Render and the other tokens I just showed, these could be ones that could give us up to 100%. So guys, the way you want to basically be looking at trading this current market right now is I want to look at the top 4 tokens that are just ranging right now that you can make 20-25% trades, up or down to the downside. A lot of them are forming flags. We can see a few more days of Bitcoin accumulation. If Bitcoin holds the $25,000 to $26,000 level and the RSIs reset and we break the trend, Bitcoin's going to attempt the highs again. And that's why for now, for the next 4 days or the next few days, we want to focus on just trading the ranges of these tokens. Make the 10, 20, 30%. Guys, I'm not in my office right now. I don't have my screens, but all that I can say is being here again has made me fall in love with trading again. It's made me fall in love with us taking trades, getting back to what we do. And that's what you got to do right now. Bitcoin's trending. It's good that it's not the whole altcoin market that's going crazy. Choose the 4 tokens that are doing well and range with them. If it's a flag, we break the downside, amazing. You're short, you put your 618 and that's where you take profits. We break the flag to the upside. Guys, risk to reward. You put a tight stop loss under the previous low and you ride it to the previous highs. Keep pushing until we have that big move from Bitcoin. Now the next thing, yeah, I'm back, guys. I'm feeling really, really, really good. The next thing I do want to pay attention to here too is just pay attention to the Bitcoin to Ethereum. So, Ethereum did get pounded at some point against Bitcoin, but I want to remind you again that Ethereum is on this major trend. Look at this trend over here. It's there, and it's very near breaking this top wedge over here. So this was a little drawing I did, I think it was about 2 weeks back, and it's looking like it's respecting it. So if we do have this breakout, within the next few days, look at ETH. Focus on ETH, where ETH was too expensive a few weeks back. Might be in a great range now to accumulate ETH because if we break this, remember, we still have that 30% just to the next resistance point when it comes to Ethereum. So if I was buying Ethereum, it's definitely for a little bit of the longer term sort of view. Yeah, so guys, have a fantastic day. Tomorrow I'll be back again. I have another cohort event. I have 2 school events tomorrow. I'm back in action. Smash the like button, show the love. Go watch all the interviews. I'll be doing interviews. Let me know what you think of the interviews, and let's get things back on the road. I missed you all. I love you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all on tomorrow's show. Much love, Banter fam.